It's so weird feeling like you're 14 again and realising that it feels the same way when you think about it. It's just odd.
I had some degree of bullying pretty much the whole way through. Some of it was just the odd name here or there shouted at me across the playground. Other stuff was a little bit more serious, where I was being humiliated in front of groups of people because of how I talked or how I dressed, to the very, very occasional time where my head might be pushed into the front of my locker and the metal would hit me there. So my childhood in school, I absolutely hated.
There's one guy in particular, and it sucked because it was my first period class, and he would like fake trip in front of my desk, and it would make like a loud sound, and then he would be like "Fire!" under his breath and stuff. And it bothered me, and it bothered me all day long because of...
I left and I literally was like crying the whole way home. I was like, I can't believe they tried to get someone in to beat me up, that the whole school knew, and they were all gonna watch.
Before she'd even opened her eyes, she'd have tears coming out of her eyes.
I started panicking, as I've always suffered from really, really bad anxiety. I didn't know what was going on. It was such a scary experience. My heart was just literally thumping through my chest. You could physically see my heart rate going like this. And I got rushed out of class. I was crying and everything, and everyone was just laughing at me and taking the mick out of me.
And she was only young. And then eventually one night I sat down and I said, Anya, you must tell me what's going on. I don't know what's wrong, and something's really, really wrong. And she started to cry, and she said, I can't tell you because their mums will beat you up. And I said, well, what do you mean? And it turns out that these girls had, even though they were so tiny...
But it is a painful topic because I was bullied so much in high school and I felt so alone. That's why I turned to things like self-harming.
Reading it, and the first line was, how much of a prick is Anya though? And it went on, it was paragraph after paragraph abusing me, like literally everything about me they'd written in this group chat, literally all laughing together and agreeing with each other about how fat I was, how ugly I was, how much of a bad person I was, how much of a, like, an idiot I was for this, doing that, and they like photoshopped my face onto really disgusting pornographic images, and they were posting them through the group chat and laughing and see who could be doing the most disgusting one of me.
You only get one lunch per day, and everybody sat there and laughed at me.
Although already she'd become underconfident and her self-esteem had dipped so much that she was already very much the underdog in her friendships.
And defend myself? Like, looking back, I'm just like, why didn't you do anything? You know, because if they were to do that shit to me right now...
Like crying and everything, because that really hurt me. And then the bully would just sit there harass me non-stop. And the teachers, the aides, were right there looking at the whole thing. They saw it, didn't say nothing.
They just made me feel terrible about myself. And
so I still had a friend from primary school, and I remember one day going around to her house after school finished, and a group of about, I think it was 11, because I remember seeing the police report. It was 11 people turned up at her house to come after me and beat me up because the boys had spread rumours to the girls saying that I had spoke about them badly, and they all came around to beat me up. I remember hiding behind my friend's mum at her door feeling so scared.
What would happen is if Anya saw, we have some family friends, and if Anya saw her family friends, the mother would contact Anya and say, why are you with them, why aren't you with my Lois? And so the mother was also intimidating Anya. And in the end, we had to get the police involved because there were physical threats. They were waiting for her outside school. And once we got the police involved, then the school were interested and gave Anya like a...
And I just remember being in there very scared, like very scared. Like, I'm telling you, it makes me very emotional, like just to know like everything that I went through.
Like walking past me at school and kind of pushing me, shouting names at me, calling me touched light in the fucking classrooms, bathrooms, literally anywhere I went, I just got like attacked.